The film begins in the jungles of South Asia where men are cutting trees. The worker running the machine notices someone behind the trees but ignores it. Moments later, one of his men falls. When he checks, he finds the man's head severed. Terrified, he runs but gets caught in a net hanging upside down. A tribal man emerges and brutally kills him. These were cannibal tribes living deep in the jungle, feeding on human flesh. The scene shifts to four friends, two couples on a trip. Among them is Jasmine and her husband, and the second couple is RJ and his wife. Jasmine's husband is very rich. He recently sold one of his companies and now has millions. To celebrate, he invites his friends and pays for the trip. The next day, all prepare to enter the jungle. A guide arrives to take them, promising to show them everything inside. To reach the jungle, they travel by boat. The guide teaches them how to row, then says, "If you want this trip to be memorable, I'll need 2 days to show you everything." The friends agree. The guide then collects everyone's phones so they can enjoy the jungle without distraction. All hand over their phones except RJ, who secretly keeps his. As the boat sails, the guide warns them. "You must have heard about cannibal tribes. The truth is they still live here unseen. My grandfather and great-grandfather worked in these forests. One day my grandfather disappeared. We later found only his bones, proof that the tribes had taken him. But don't worry, they live deep inside and won't harm us unless we enter their territory." Meanwhile, on the other side of the forest, two riders are live streaming. Excited by views, they venture deeper. But their bikes crash, throwing them to the ground. The girl calls out to her friend, but he doesn't respond. When she approaches his bike, she finds his head cut off, lying on the ground. Screaming in horror, she runs into the forest and stumbles upon a large cave. Hoping for safety, she enters, but no one is there. Suddenly, she senses a tribal behind her. When she turns, he vanishes. Back in the jungle, the four friends set up camp, planning to spend 2 days there. That night, as they sit by the fire, the guide and RJ's wife talk quietly. The guide begins telling her more secrets of the forest. The guide explains that no one who came to cut the forest has ever returned alive because the tribals here want to protect their land. A few days ago, some loggers also disappeared, the same scene shown at the beginning. The tribals only attack when provoked. If humans harm them, they strike back, but otherwise they don't. That night, everyone sleeps. Later, Jasmine sneaks out, heading to the washroom, but RJ follows and catches her. We learn they're in a secret relationship, cheating on their partners. Jasmine says she planned this trip so they could confess the truth, tired of hiding. But RJ refuses, saying it's not the right time since his wife's father is about to hand him his company. Jasmine realizes he won't leave his wife. She is serious about him, but he's only using her. Hurt, she storms off. They think no one knows, but in reality, RJ's wife and Jasmine's husband already know about their affair. The next morning, they discover Jasmine's husband is missing. He left with the boat and the bag holding everyone's phones. The guide warns that if he goes the wrong way, it could be dangerous. They quickly set off to find him. Soon they reach a fork, one direct path, the other sloping. Jasmine insists her husband must have taken the direct way since he can't handle a boat. The guide warns it's too dangerous and refuses, but RJ's wife demands he come. Reluctantly, he agrees and they take the direct path. After a while, they spot the same boat Jasmine's husband had taken, meaning he's nearby. The guide refuses to go further, choosing to wait there while the rest enter the forest. Alone, he hears noises in the bushes. Following the sound, he finds belongings scattered and his grandfather's cap. Overcome with emotion, he doesn't realize a tribal is hiding above him. When he spots it, he panics and flees, jumping in the boat. But before he can escape, a tribal rises from the water and slits his throat. Meanwhile, the group continues deeper and reaches a large cave. Suddenly, Jasmine's husband appears. They're startled but relieved to see him safe. Angry over what happened between Jasmine and RJ, he had gone off alone but lies, saying he just wanted some air. Together, they return to where the guide was waiting, but he's gone. Only his knife remains, which RJ picks up. They get back in the boat and move ahead. Soon they find the guide's boat covered in blood. Nearby, a vessel sits over fire, heating water. They also find the bag with all their phones. But when they approach the vessel, they're horrified to see the guide's severed head inside. Terrified, they jump into the boat and try to flee, but a fallen tree blocks the way. Just then, a tribal rises from the water and attacks RJ. In the struggle, RJ stabs him with a knife, killing him, but their boat drifts away, leaving them stranded. With no choice, they continue on foot. It's late at night, so they rest, drinking coconut water for energy. Everyone sleeps except RJ, who, plagued by mosquitoes, covers himself in mud. After some time, a tribal man came very close to them. When RJ saw him, he quickly got up and tried to attack from behind. But the tribal hit RJ on the head, and he fell unconscious. At that moment, Jasmine's husband arrived and tried to fight the tribal, but the tribal was too strong and started beating him badly. When RJ regained consciousness, he saw some tribals dragging Jasmine's husband away, tied with a rope. RJ felt helpless. He told his friend, "Forgive me, I cannot save you now. If I free you, they will find us again. Don't worry, I will save Jasmine and my wife." After this, the tribals took Jasmine's husband to their hideout and cruelly cut off his arms and legs as they wanted food. The next morning, RJ woke up his wife and Jasmine. He lied to them, saying Jasmine's husband had gone out of the forest to bring help and that they should keep moving. The two women felt happy, believing his words, and they all started walking again, but the forest was very thick and they could not find the right path. Suddenly, RJ's wife saw another tribal. Frightened, they all started running. The tribals began chasing them. In the rush, Jasmine fell into a pit, where a sharp wooden stick pierced her body. She screamed in pain. To save her, RJ's wife made a rope out of tree branches and climbed down. She pulled out the wood from Jasmine's body and brought her back up. Jasmine was badly injured and weak from the pain. They moved forward and soon found a boat. Relieved, they sat in it and continued their journey by water. But RJ realized that tribals were still following. To distract them, he left the boat, went into the forest, and placed his phone on a tree with a loud video playing. When a tribal came to check the sound, RJ attacked him from behind. But the attack failed and the tribal beat RJ badly. He was then tied to a tree with branches around his neck. While RJ's wife and Jasmine slept in the boat, unaware of the danger, the tribal went toward them. RJ managed to grab a knife stuck in a tree, cut himself free, and attack the tribal. Both fell into the water, fighting fiercely. This time, RJ grabbed the tribal's weapon and managed to cut off his head. After defeating him, RJ returned to his wife and Jasmine. But suddenly, many more tribals appeared, running toward them. To save his wife and Jasmine, RJ sacrificed himself. He handed himself over to the tribals, who attacked and killed him. The two women tried to stop him but could not. Heartbroken, they cried as RJ lost his life. Finally, after some time, Jasmine and RJ's wife reached the shore safely. They survived, but they were deeply sad, knowing they had lost their husbands forever. And with this, the story of the film ends.